Welcome to Christiana Pranayama. Today's class is going to be 20 minutes of nothing but hip openers. We're not going to be doing too much of a warm-up or too long of a shavasana. It's going to be mostly focused on hip openers. So if you want to pause this and give yourself a nice little warm-up before you're ready to go ahead and do that now. Otherwise, let's get started on the mat, standing, okay? So first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna inhale your knee into your chest. Make sure that hip stays down. Keep that knee up and then open it out. Making sure to breathe into that sensation. Bring your foot into tree pose. And then if you have your balance, if you got great balance, you can lift that left arm up and kind of bend over to the right side. Breathing into that left side body. Great. Bring that knee back to center and then letting it go down. We'll repeat on the other side. Bring that left knee into the chest, making sure that hip stays down. It's not crunching up. Bring that knee real close to the chest. Wonderful. Keep the shoulders back, chest proud. Eyes up if you can. And then open that knee out to the left side. Dropping that left foot on the inside of the right leg into tree pose. Left hand on the left knee or left thigh. Reaching up out of the right arm. Bending over to the left. Breathing into that right side body. Coming back into center, knee back into center, letting it come down easily, lovely. Jump your feet out about 2 or 3 feet apart from each other, just for a wide-legged forward fold, keeping your back nice and straight for as long as you can until you can do nothing else but forward fold. And you can bend your knees, going side to side, kind of in like a skandasana, but not quite. Just getting warmed up here just a little bit. Great. Go ahead and bring your knees down to the mat so that your knees touch and your ankles are on either side of your hips. Go ahead and lift that calf flesh out from underneath your hamstrings. This might be a very intense posture for you. But go ahead and close down the eyes, finding your center, noticing the points of contact on the floor, breathing into your spine, lengthening the crown of your head towards the ceiling. Exhale, let something go. Fantastic. Now come with me onto all fours. Let's go ahead and just do one cat and cow. Drop the belly, lift the gaze, look up. Exhale around the spine. And now on the next one, drop your belly, look up, but bring that right leg up too. Exhale, bring your knee to your forehead. Inhale, back to neutral. Reset. Inhale the left foot up, look up. Exhale, knee to nose. Back to neutral. Inhale the right leg up. Knee to nose, exhale. Neutral. Inhale the left leg up. Knee to nose. Back to neutral. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, bring your right foot to the outside of your right hand. And you're just going to go back and forth here just for a second. Back into Hanumanasana. Forward into lizard lunge. And back. couple more times. Great, meet me at the front of the mat. And now open up your right arm to the ceiling, breathing in. You can also open that right knee out if that feels okay for you. And then swim that right arm back down, bring your knee in. Bring your foot back to a neutral tabletop. Great, inhale the left leg up, look up. Exhale, bring that left foot to the outside of the left hand, and then we'll go back and forth here for a little bit. Just opening up the hips. You can roll it around if that feels good for you too. A couple breaths here. Meet me at the front of the mat. And then inhale your left arm up for a twist, opening out that left knee if it feels okay for you. Swim the left arm forward and down. Your leg goes back to a neutral table. And we'll just take a short rest in child's pose, opening up your knees as wide as you can, big toes touching. Remember, this is a hip opening class, so try and open up those knees as much as you can. Great. Push yourself back up into a seated position. Bring your legs or your knees out in front of you. Go ahead and cross one leg on top of the other so that your knees are stacked on top of each other. You'll get a really interesting sensation in your outer hip here. Trying to inhale that spine straight up to the ceiling. And if it feels okay for you, you can fold forward. But if your butt's really coming off the mat, just stay put. You can use your hands on the tops of your feet to really pull your chest forward. But if your hips are staying on the mat, go ahead and start laying down. Start forward folding. It's really good, really juicy, right? Lovely. Inhale back up. And then keeping your feet where they are, you're going to take your hands, put them behind you, lift your butt up, and twist all the way around. Fun stuff, right? So now your other knee should be stacked on top. Make sure both butt bones are seated equally on the mat. And then pulling onto the tops of your feet, you can brighten your chest open. And if that feels comfy for you, if your bum is still on the mat, then you can start forward folding. Two more breaths here. And lift back up into a seated position. I don't have a fun way of getting out of this one, so just unwind the legs. And we're going to come into a wide-legged seated straddle. So go ahead and face your right leg and bend over it. Trying to let something go. Coming back up to your seat, and then turning to face your left leg, and folding over. Inhaling back to center. You're going to bend over your right leg so that you're opening out to the left side. left arm up. Or you can, if you can grab your right toes with your left arm, go ahead. But if it makes your left hip come off the mat, don't do it. Just keep it open. Coming back to center. To the other side, chest open to the right, falling down onto the left leg. You can use the left elbow to push against your leg to open yourself up even more. Testing to see if you can touch your toes, maybe not. Back up to center, and then forward fold. Push yourself back up into a seated position. Use your hands to pull your knees up and bring your legs back together. You're gonna come up to standing however you wanna get there. Ta-da! Come up to stand at the front of your mat. Inhale the arms up overhead. Give yourself a little back bend. Exhale, forward fold, dive down, straight back. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, walk, step, or jump to the back of your mat. Hold. On the exhale, go into downward dog. Inhale the right leg up. Stack the hips, open up the right knee. You can roll it out if that feels good for you, one way, and then the other. And then you're gonna bring that knee, we're going into pigeon pose, bring that knee behind the right wrist. Bring that foot as parallel to the front edge of your mat as you can do it. And then first starting with a nice lifted chest, really stretching that psoas, your lower abs. Pulling yourself forward. You can come down to lie on your forehead. Couple breaths here. If you want to go further, you can thread your left arm through your right. So you come into a little twist here. You can push onto that leg or open up, have your left hand behind your back, or you can even reach for your toe. I'm not going to because I think it'll hit my receiver box for the microphone. And I don't want to give you a lot of If you're in twisted pigeon, go ahead and come out of it by pushing your right hand into the mat, unfurling that left arm up to the ceiling, and bringing it back. Let's try a little king pigeon or mermaid here. So you're going to take that left arm and grab the left foot. Bring it in close to you as much as you can. If it's in your practice to grab your left hand with your right, go ahead. Done this in a while, so wow, it feels crazy. Woo! Letting go of the hands. Don't let your foot slingshot back. Let it go. Very easily, beautiful. Tuck the left toes. Go back into downward dog. Pedal out the feet. Feel the difference in the legs. It's crazy. Inhale the left leg up. You can open up the hip, bringing the knee up to the ceiling. You can circle it out if that feels good for you. And the other side, lovely. Squaring it off, bring your left knee into pigeon. So left knee is directly behind the left wrist. Trying to get that left ankle behind the right wrist. Back leg nice and straight. Inhale, puff out the chest like a proud pigeon. Really stretching out the psoas and those lower abdominal muscles. Exhale, forward fold. Trying to lengthen your spine as much as you can. Take a couple breaths here, just normal breaths. And then, if you did on your other side, go ahead and thread the right hand through the left, right arm through the left. You can open that left arm out to the ceiling, put it behind your back, or even grab your toe. Use that to pull yourself over a little more. Open up just a little bit. Wow. All right, furling. Pushing your left hand into the mat to push yourself up. You're gonna reach back with your right hand to grab your right foot. Beautiful, setting up real nice. If this is as far as you can go, fine, totally fine if this is what's comfortable for you today. If it's in your practice and you want to take it, go ahead and loop your toes into that arm crevice and grab your right hand with your left. Trying to really puff out the chest, not dropping anything. This is way tighter on this side for me. And then letting go of the hands. Don't let the foot slingshot back. Let it fall easily. Coming into downward dog with me. Pedal out the feet. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So good. We're gonna do garland pose next. So step your left foot up on the outside of your left hand. Your right foot on the outside of your right hand. Keeping your bum in the air. We'll stretch here just for a second, letting the neck go. And then bring your bum to the mat, a couple inches off the mat. Don't sit down yet. Pushing the elbows into the outside of the knees so that they open up. Hands in prayer at heart center. Puffing out the chest, looking up, breathing into those hips. Beautiful. And then you can bring your bum onto the mat. Fantastic. Legs straight out in front of you. Bring one heel to the outside of your hip. And then both hands inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. It's crazy how much more intense it is with just one leg than two. Inhale back up to seated. Change the legs. Keeping those knees as close together as you can. It's not great having them like that. It's really much better to have your knees nice and tight. Inhaling the hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Coming back up to seated, bringing both legs out in front of you. They don't need to be close together. They can be about hips width apart. Move that flesh out and away so you get some extra room. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Stay here for 5 breaths. Beautiful. Roll yourself back up to a seated position. Then we're actually gonna come down onto our backs now. So keeping your legs straight out in front of you, really firm up in the core, firm up in the chest, firm up in the shoulders and the spine, like you're a Barbie doll with those Barbie arms. And then slowly fall back down onto your back. Oh. It's pretty hard. Let's move this. We're gonna bring that right knee in, like we did in the beginning. And go ahead and open up the knee, holding onto the outside blade of your foot for a half happy baby. If it's more comfortable for you to have your left foot on the mat, fine. But if you can have it straight and keep the hips equally on the mat, do that instead. All right, bring your knee back into your chest and pull it over to the left side, giving yourself a nice stretch, looking over the right shoulder, stretching out the right arm if you'd like. Lovely, bring it back to center, straighten the right leg, bring the left leg in, nice and tight. And then open up the knee, hold on to the outside blade of the left foot, and pull that knee into the armpit. Keeping that right leg straight if you can. If you must have your foot on the mat, fine. But if you can keep your hips about balanced on the mat, this is better. Nice deep breaths into that hip. Alright, bring that knee back into center, pulling it over to the right side, over your body, off the right side of your mat, opening up the left arm out. Beautiful. Bring your knee back in, and we'll go into Shavasana now. If you'd like to take a really long Shavasana, go ahead and pause this video. Otherwise, we'll be here for about a minute. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes, circling out the wrists and the ankles, bringing your knees into your chest. Give them a nice squeeze. You can open your knees up for one last hip opener. Great. Roll off to one side, curl into a fetal position, nice and tight. And then push yourself up into a seated position, eyes still closed if you can. And bringing your hands in prayer at heart center. We'll go ahead and close down the practice with an Om together. Nice, big, deep inhale in. Bowing in appreciation for the practice Appreciation for yourself for showing up today. And appreciation to the teachers who have kept this knowledge alive. You may flutter open the eyes. The light within me recognizes and respects the light within you. Namaste.